What's going on, Tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. I'm your boy, Varney, today in the studio with my boys, Mike, Dan. What's up?
Hi. What's going on, fellas?
Just another day, another dollar. Another day, another pod.
I didn't even work today. It was great.
He's got that extended July 4th vacation.
I did.
Unfortunately, I'm taking off all my days.
I wish I could extend it even longer.
Yeah, don't we all?
I think the worst part about vacation is coming back to work, bro.
It really is. It's a Monday.
Especially if it's a job that you don't like.
Oh,
like, that's even worse.
Yeah. No,
I remember back in the day when I worked in Best Buy, my last vacation I took before I quit that company, I went back in. I was like, I don't ever want to be back here again. And that's when I knew I was like, it's time for me to go. It is time. And unfortunately, I'm already feeling that way about the current job I'm at. So yeah, RIP to my job. I'll be gonna be seeing me gone very soon.
Yeah, I've definitely had that. My last job that fired me, kind of a blessing in disguise. It sucked when they did it because it sucks to get fired. But at the same time, when I was hired, they were like, oh yeah, you can, it's a hybrid, you know, you work in 2 days, you go into the office 3 days, and then you flip flop, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, none of my teammates were like ever in my office. They were like in North Carolina and New York and even in the UK. So tell me why there was this big company change that everybody had to be in the office at least 3 days a week, including the developers, i.e. me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Why? And they were like, for more collaboration with your teammates. And I was like, so instead of sitting on my computer at home to talk to my team lead in the UK and my teammates in North Carolina and New York, you want me to come into the office to talk to my team lead in the UK and my teammates in New York and North Carolina. Got it. I did not follow that
Fantastic
rule.
Idea.
I'm pretty sure that's why they fired me. Because I was not about that. And now my current job is super fucking chill. They don't bother me at all. I get my shit done and they're just like, all right, cool. Show up for my meetings. I'll work from home. So, you know, I had to put somebody in their place the other day at the shop about when it comes to like finding a job and whatnot. It's not easy, you know. Times are tough out here.
I remember that. That was funny.
Yeah. Just before we start, you know, pod, just a little life thing. If you guys can't afford to play card games, don't play card games, bro.
Please don't.
There are so much better things that you could be doing if you cannot afford to play the card game. I know it brings you enjoyment, but you need to take care of yourself first. You need to try to do better for yourself. You need to do what it takes, whatever it takes. You know, I'm not going to say everything here that I said at the shop, but like I had a lot of stuff happen to get to where I am, and I'm still working through some of that stuff. I'm still paying for decisions that I made 10 years ago. So if you can't afford it, don't do it. It ain't worth it. You know, make sure that
in some type of way.
Or go play a card game that's fucking, I mean, I think Digimon's super affordable, but go play a card game that doesn't care if you proxy. You could literally go build a commander deck for $100 and then proxy every card that's expensive. And I guarantee you that 90% of people you play with won't care that they're proxy. So there's also that. I mean,
that's a fair point.
I would
Mike,
not.
$100 is expensive.
Well, you know, you could proxy you could build the commander deck for $40 and then proxy all the expensive cards. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Mike, why didn't you do that?
Expensive air quotes. Why did you do that? Because
why did you decide to go on TCG Player and make decisions?
Spend money?
Because I am dumb and I have no self-control. I make bad decisions. I don't think things through properly. My impulse control is bad.
Same. All right.
Manic. You know, there's a couple of reasons why I don't just buy proxies, I guess.
You mean
and Magic, bro? You can get some real nice proxies made for Magic.
Oh, legit. You just go on magicproxy.com, baby. Order all your Magic proxies.
Exactly, probably a website. I'm sure that's a website. You probably buy 1,000 copies for fucking $20, bro. Real nice quality.
If you can't afford it, just there are other things to be doing. It's not worth it at the end of the day.
Agreed.
And I love card games, and I'll continue to play card games for until I get like tired of them. But you know,
I remember being a broke college student, spending money I shouldn't have spent on Yu-Gi-Oh cards and eating ramen. And now I remember being an adult with a fully functioning job and adult money and spending too much money on card games and still eating ramen. So, you know, you win some, you lose some.
But
some things never change.
Yeah, you get better ramen. I got seasoning for my ramen.
He boils an egg and he cracks the egg on it now. He's a 6-minute egg.
He can afford the egg and the $1 ramen noodle cup.
Yes, and the seasoning for the ramen now too. So we can like put some chili pepper in there, some garlic. You know, make it taste a little bit
garlic.
Oh my god! If I ever got to the point where if I bought my habit of buying cards outweighed me eating, that's a fucking problem. It's a problem.
I'm not getting in the way of me eating. I'm still eating. I'm just eating ramen.
No, I'm not trying to eat ramen.
It's a decision, right? It's a decision. It's do I want to buy cards or do I want to eat good? And some people are like, you know, I want this $500 Mox Diamond, you know? Right, Mike?
Yeah, well, to be fair, that egg on the ramen really do be hitting sometimes.
Especially when you look at that Mox Diamond and you're like, oh yeah, baby. Yeah, this tastes real good right now. This ramen, so I could afford this Mox Diamond.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. I do. To be fair, the only reason I'm not that bad where I spend all my money and I have to eat ramen is because I have like a girlfriend who I also have to like buy food with. So like, unfortunately, I can't. If I was left to my own like devices, oh my, it'd be over, bro.
Yeah, remember when he had all? Remember when he had all the Capri Suns and the what else was he eating?
I don't know what it was, but it was like all junk.
Bro, remember he was like, these Capri Suns, I haven't had these in forever. These are amazing. I was like,
yo, yo, that was such a wild time. You remember when he was like, I have to move. I gotta drink all these in one sitting. I'm just like, bro, what? Who does that? Yo, you can just bring it with you. It's not like it's milk or something.
No, I didn't. I had to drink them all at once. Yeah, I couldn't.
He didn't want Gabby to know about his bad habit that all he has in his fridge are freaking Capri Suns and some beef
and
jerky.
Ramen noodles.
Yeah. I mean,
that was so wild.
Well, you know, there was also, to be fair, probably Slim Jims in the cabinet.
Ooh, Slim Jims. We're getting a little spicy now, huh? Yeah.
Anyways, don't let cards, don't let your hobbies
don't be Mike
overtake what you're supposed to take care of in your life. If you need to get a better job, get that better job. If you need to get a better living situation for yourself, get that better living situation. Cards will always be there. You can always ask friends to borrow cards because if your friends know you're in a tough spot, they'll have no problems letting you borrow a deck to play when you want to play. Like, just,
for sure,
there's so many ways to work around it. Like, never let cards get in the way of doing bigger and better things for yourself.
So that's absolutely facts. Yo, Varney, can I hold a magnet chaser, by the way?
You can hold these.
Yeah, man, right. Make sure you better yourself, better your life, better yourself before you even, you know, considering spending all your money on card games if you're not in financial situation to be able to do that.
Absolutely. So with that in mind, we're going to talk about locals I didn't go because I participated in regionals, in which I guess it's finally time for me to recap regionals. I haven't talked about it. I really haven't spoken about it because I was so aggravated.
And I don't really DL for the whole time.
I don't really even want to like talk about it because it's not like I'm over it now. I'm just like, I don't want to like oust anybody, but I guess all I'll say is this. No one ever, and I'm saying this, so if the person who played me like watches this and you hear this, never tell me that, or let me rephrase, never apologize for taking long to play with a deck that is max rarity. I don't ever want to hear that come out of your mouth. Never in my life. And it's not just like, oh, well, like, I don't know, they took Diaboromon and they're playing max rarity Diaboromon. No. Do not look me in my virtual eyes with.
Well, to be fair, they couldn't see.
Don't look me in my virtual eyes.
And
in my virtual hands. Don't look my Magna. Don't look my Chase in his virtual over the webcam's eyes with your Ultimate Cup XV Mons and your Chase Imperial Dragon modes and tell me this is your second time playing the deck. So you apologize for taking long on your plays. Never ever tell me that again. So if you couldn't tell, that's how my round one went. My round one, my first match took approximately 35 minutes. My match two took approximately all of the rest of the time.
Did you? So
no, that's a lie. Sorry, it took. Yeah, it took 35 minutes. Go ahead, Mike.
So what you're saying is you lost to someone who's only played Imperial twice?
Yes, I lost to max rarity Imperial to somebody who only played it twice. I'm not even. I don't even want to touch on how I lost. Really, like none of that matters. All I know is that I would have won in 3 if I had a full set of games to play. Unfortunately, I did not have that opportunity. And so I did not win in 3. Instead, I lost 1 and then 1 in overtime. 1 to overtime, which made me appreciate the Tamers Battle League. And it made me appreciate our rules because I was like, damn. I was like, I can't even play for well, there is no tie, so they would have automatically won that first set. But if I could have rushed down that second game, get to a third game, but it wouldn't have mattered. So just an extremely aggravating game one. I know the player, me personally, like I always say, like if you feel like you're being slow played, like call it out. I could genuinely see like, here's the issue. And this is, I don't want to turn this into another like Magna X rant. But whenever a player sees Magna X hit board, they're like, how do I play around this? So instead of like playing the game, they like slow everything down. And they're like, how do I play around this? And it becomes the same exact problem that security control faces. The reason security control matches go to time is because players are like, oh my goodness, I'm playing against SecCon. I have to think about every little thing I do. And the moment I put Magna X on board is the same exact philosophy. They're like, I have to think about everything. It's simple, really. It really is simple. Swing a body, see if I block. Do I not block? All right, then you know not to swing. Did I block? You're getting another free. It's Imperial. You have free swings. So what if I'm 16K? Take a swing with a little chump body. Make me waste the block. I wish I had more than just Magna X on board. I might have been like 1 or 2 times that I had another Magnamon on board, but rarely, if ever. You can take a swing. You know, even when I was playing against, shout out to Avari. Avari was playing Mirage, and he put 2 burst modes, like hard Digivolve 2 burst modes to bounce away my Magna X without protection. And I was like, fair, but why aren't you swinging? Like, you're now just leaving these burst modes on board. They're not gaining you any advantage because you're not swinging. You're not bottom decking my hand. Yeah, sure, you're going to swing and crash with Magna X. You're going to remove that 1 Magna X. Now you have 3 more to get through instead of you constantly bouncing it back to my hand for me to keep digivolving into. Like, swing. It's a lot easier than SecCon. SecCon is like, damn, what's in that security? Magna X, it's on the board. It's right there. It's right in front of your eyes. So you know what to do. You just build up your resources and you swing. So what if you die? That's why you've got more swings on board. Just don't leave bodies on board, and except if you have partition for Magna X to wipe off the next board. Like, it really is that simple. So my Imperial player took 35 minutes in their game 1. I lost. I lost to Death X, which I did not expect. It's Imperial, right? I'm like, I don't have anything to worry about. I lost to an 8-drop Death X. I was like, where do you have space? I thought you were running like all this other shit. Like, where do you have space? I was so aggravated. And then game 2, yeah, like I said, I couldn't close it out in time. So I'm not going to sit here and complain. It is what it is. I lost, you know. I know somebody is already thinking, oh my goodness, look, Varney's complaining that he lost to a Death X. Varney's complaining that he didn't win with the best deck in the format, blah, 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 blah. No, I lost. And then I lost my game 2 or round 2 to Blue Hybrid. And I only say that with like a question mark because for a moment, I didn't know what the fuck it was. Because he had Dianamon, what's it called? Vikemon and Mirage. And then obviously like Zoodle Ace, he had the Beowulf and the hybrids. He had like the Soranjos, Uko, but then he didn't have like Strabis on the bottom end. So I was just like, what the hell am I playing against? So I didn't know for like a few turns until he just kept like bouncing everything back to my hand. And I was like, oh, so I'm just playing against the tempo, not even tempo, a control ass Blue Hybrid list. So unfortunately I lost game 1. Can't remember how exactly I lost. There was probably something differently I could have done. Oh, I had him at no security, but he had Digimon Emperor in the deck as well. So it locked down my Vmon, and I kept having to like remove his board because I didn't know how many Mirages he was running, and he kept hard dropping Zoodos to bounce my my Magna. And I was like, I can't let you get into a Mirage for any amount of memory. It doesn't matter how much. It just, I can't let you bounce my security for no. Just, you know, remove my security. So I kept having to like remove it, but not be able to digivolve so I don't pass over too much memory. And then I lost game 1, and then I lost game 2 in overtime as well. And then at that point, I was so frustrated from both of those matches that I was just like, I'm calling it a day. I would have won my game 3 because my game 3, my opponent was like, yeah, I'm dropping. But I was like, I'm also dropping. I don't give two shits about playing the rest of this tournament. So we lost. I gave him the win so that I could say I lost. I went 0-3 drop. So yeah, we went 0-3 drop.
That's how 0-3 dream, baby.
0-3 dream, baby. 0-3 drop. We 0-3 drop with Magna X.
Oh my god.
And like I said, I don't really want to turn this into a Magna X rant, but if you think that Magna X is unbeatable, it's really not. It's really not. It just, you don't even have to overthink it. Like my opponent, my second opponent, that match only went to time because that was like a literal control back and forth matchup. We were just back and forth playing cards. There was like no lull in time. It just took that long. There are ways to beat Magna X. I agree. There are definitely things that make it unfair, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. That's a topic for another video. I'm not rehashing any of that. I'm just saying it's beatable. It's beatable. All right. But that's it. That's enough for me. Dan.
I think the only annoying thing about Magna X is, we've talked about it a million times. The only annoying thing, in my opinion, is like yellow vaccine.
Yeah, of course.
I think the blue Magna X is honestly a pretty fair deck because they still have to attack.
Yeah.
You know, like,
agreed.
Yellow vaccine is annoying because the emissary, blinding, blah, blah, blah. Literally anything. TK,
Patamons.
Yep. All of that shit. Like, I think the blue version is honestly complete.
I agree. But
yeah, for sure.
We're not rehashing that today. So Dan, how was locals?
I also had regional and locals, so I mean they weren't good either, so it doesn't really matter too much. Regionals, I knew I didn't want to really play fully into it. If I started out like 3-0, 2-1, I might have continued depending how long it went. But like I was like, we'll see what happens. So I played Digimon for it. Did some playtesting with Varney against Dumon. And of course, when you playtest against a specific deck because you know it's the best deck in the format, 3 rounds did not see Numon, as expected, right?
Let me cut you off there real quick.
So what?
That's like another big thing. Like, how much Magna X do you realistically expect to face over the course of a tournament? You might face one. Look at the Ragna player. He lost. No, he tied the one who placed 33rd. Christopher, I think his name might have been. He tied against a vaccine armor, and he lost to a vaccine armor. And he might have played one Numamon, and I don't think he played any blue-based Magna X. Like,
yeah,
it's really
just so random. It's so annoying.
I think most of the people that play card games forget that like 70% of playing a card game is just being lucky.
Yep.
Like you can be good at a card game and you can maximize the plays and like maximize your hand that you have, but like literally almost, I might even be more than 70%, more like 75% of a card game is literally just being luckier than your opponent is. Like that's it.
Yeah, I wish I had that luck stat. Like my luck stat is like at least like maybe like a 1 out of 10. Like skill is up there, you know, 8, 9 or something like that. But like the luck stat, because it's so low, God, I just be getting F sometimes. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So yeah, I kind of wanted to focus because I knew that was gonna be the most problematic matchup for me. I thought because I had the speed of Numon, I need to have like a perfect setup going, specifically like Infamon, the new Infamon with Diaboromon Ace and or the old one. I mean the new one, the EX6 one. Because they both do really cool things. The deck is all about hard playing things and playing things off of effects. So cool thing about the Ace is it's an all turns effect. When a Digimon is played by an effect, pop something, which is always really, really good. And then you have EX6 Diaboromon that lets you all turns when a Digimon is played, create a token. So now when you create a token, you get a chain of reaction of effects depending on what you have going on board state. So I felt, you know, again, fastest deck in the game right now, best deck in the format. Let me make sure, you know, I'm comfortable with that matchup or whatever. Everything else was like, if I see it, I see it type of thing. Unfortunately, again, didn't see Numon within the 3 rounds. Round 1, I versed Imperial. I already knew how that was going to go. That's a pretty easy win, I feel like, for me. Having both Diabora, Ace, and EX6 on board at once makes it pretty easy, in my opinion, for that matchup to deal with. Even if he gets into the Pyojima play, it's like, all right, cool, I'll just Digivolve it anyways. You are never going to get partition against me to proc. Even if you're in the Dragon Mode situation, I'm going to be able to Digivolve you before you can get that effect off. So again, the deck kind of hard counters it, but I mean, if you don't see any pieces like game 2 and the other person just goes Pyojo swing and just keeps swinging, like there's not much you could do about that, obviously. So that's what happened. I won a 2-1. Again, it was pretty simple for me, at least, I think, in that matchup. Round 2, I played against Yellow Vaccine Armors. I knew, again, Magna X does not scare me at all. What scares me more in the sense of is the surrounding cards, like we just mentioned just before, especially in Yellow Vaccine Armors. Magna X, I don't care what Magna X does, for me personally. Do I need to make sure I play around and set up for it, so when the moment he has no protection, then I'm good to go? Yes. So that's what I was doing a lot in game 1 specifically. I lost 0-2, but I felt like game 1 was such an eye-opener for me in the sense of like, all right, I think Diaboromon can hang no problem because the way it went, right? So he got his Magna X out first. I was like, all right, cool. I got into Infamon. Let me wait till he swings, go to Diabora Ace, play token, Digivolve it, and then pop the Magna underneath or whatever it was underneath it. I don't remember. It could have been a Rapid. Unfortunately, what Yellow Vaccine Armor does, though, they go play. This is what happened to me in this game. He went each turn that he lost the protection. He went TK, then TK, then TK. I was just like, I mean, if you got it, you got it. I can't do anything about that situation. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, I have to be proactive and eventually go to the Diabora Ace just to start board swarming. And eventually he got into double Magna. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But he went into a Magna Angema. He hard played Magna Angema, and then he went Emissary into the Magna. So that second Magna didn't have protection. So I instantly dealt with it. I dealt with the Magna Angema, no problem. The main issue was that first stack because it kept getting the protection. I eventually dealt with it. Man got into Rapid X's, 2 Rapid X's as well, which deals with tokens, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing, that first game was like a 30-35 minute long game.
That was your ruin mode.
Yeah. So at the end of the story, the man legit, I don't know how he saw everything at the right time. I'm just like, there's just no way. So a man went through legitimately 4 Magna X's. I went through 4 Magna X's, 2 Rapid X's, because that's what his deck list had, 1 Venusmon, and the ruin mode. I went through all of that. It took him to his last card of his deck for him to win. And the only reason he ended up winning, because he ended up popping a token that had that was a blocker or something like that. I don't remember fully, but I just, man, like I said, that luck part that needs to be, you need, you know, security bombs sometimes. I have 2 of them in the deck I was running the ulti flares. It could have been great if I had the ulti flare and the security. It would have been great because I would have stopped the Rapid X from doing shenanigans against me in the sense of attacking and stopping their plays or whatever. And so, if I would have had another turn, I would have got the W, but unfortunately I didn't. And then game 2, didn't have a great starting hand, and he had the God hand of Pada plus TK. Next turn, Rapid, went to Rapid for free, gained like 2 memory, Emissary, Magna X, swing. And I was like, all right, there's nothing I could do about this. Let's wrap it up, because even when I did get to something, it was way too late. I was way too far behind for that. So I ended up losing. And then round 3, I played against Tyrant. Again, it was something I figured I may or may not see. Unfortunately, I did see it. And Tyrant is problematic in the sense of Diaboromon likes to, you know, have a lot of main body effects to deal with them, which is the Digimon specifically. And you can't deal with it when Tyrant's suspended, obviously. Needed my, you know, ulti flares as something in security, never had it. I even had a moment where he was swinging with Metal Life with no like DP boost. I was like, all right, this is the perfect time for it to die. Swings into a Caramon. I was like, all right, great. All right, I'll deal with it next turn, no problem. I never drew into a Diaboromon to deal with it. I was just like, which then that led into a Tyrant. And I was just like, great. And I ended up just losing after that. So I ended up losing 0-2 on that one. So dropped out of round 3. I had a barbecue to go to. It's 4th of July weekend. I was trying to have a good time. Squad, I didn't want to play like Numon, because if I did have to do a round 3 drop, I would have been salty as AF the whole day, because I'm expected to do well with that deck that I've been playing for like the longest time now. And so that's why I kind of didn't do it. And then locals happened. 3 rounds. I played Diaboromon again. I switched out ulti flares. I took out the old Infamon because that card was killing me in the regionals. If I had anything else, so I put in the Vademon. The Vademon put in work. If I had that Vademon in that, I think I could have probably won against the Magna that game 1, because there was a time I had only that Infamon, and I was just like, this card sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't do anything. It's cool you can warp, but like outside of that, it does nothing for you. So tried it. I round 1 lost to Gino. He was playing Phoenixmon. Lost that one 2-1. Didn't see much going on in game 3. I had the biggest misplay possible. Game 1. I forgot Garuda Ace is a card, and I had EX6 Diaboromon on board, and I decided to Evo that same turn into a Diaboro Ace. Now Diaboro Ace becomes a blocker because of EX6 Diaboro, and he goes, all right, I'll just drop this Garuda for free, basically. So that ended up killing me in game 1, and I knew I had I was like debating. I was like, do I Evo this? Do I still do something else? And I really should have went with my first gut instinct. Go for your first gut instinct usually, like 90% of the time. Don't overthink things, which was to play like an errata or something. And I was like, you know what, Diaboro Ace, we're gonna go into it anyways. Ruined that game, killed it, and that's what sealed the deal for me. And Gino got the W for that one. Round 2, I played against Mastermon. That was an easy 2-0 win. Mastermon needs a body on board, specifically, you know, Lady Devi or Angelwomon. And if they go and not hard play it, or even if they hard play it, Ace can deal with it instantly. So I just kept de-digivolving whatever low 5 he had before I was swing. I mean, you could swing, token, effect, de-digivolve. Make sure blast DNA doesn't happen. And that's what all I did was basically, and I just ended up going for game. Easy 2-0. And then round 3, I played against Fenrir. I won game 1. Game 2, I got smacked up. And then game 3, it was 2 and 3. I forgot about that. Yeah. Game two, I didn't see a single rookie or a Diaboromon. All I had was 4s and 5s. And I just kept trying to win with those. I just couldn't. And then same thing with game 3. I never saw Diaboromon, so that killed me pretty fast. And then he just popped off. And I was like, yeah, there's nothing I could do about that when it comes to Fenrir. So yeah, still tweaking the deck. Things trying out, see what happens, and then go from there.
You know, it's a shame. I was just gonna say, you know what card would make that deck better? Cyberdramon Ace.
100%.
But we're not getting that.
Who knows when we're getting that?
No, we're getting it.
Oh yeah, December. Yeah, because that was part of that set. Yeah. Free tamer play, always great.
That's such a travesty, honestly, that we're not getting that set till December. Because we're not getting that. We're not getting the scrambles, the new memory boost. But those are kind of irrelevant to the other stuff that actually matters, mainly being the scrambles. Like, that came out with BT17 for Japan. We're not getting that until after release special booster 2.0.
My God, I'm looking at this card. This card is amazing. Yeah. So like, if anybody who doesn't know what the promo does, I don't play when Digivolve. Obviously, it's A, so you know what it does. Reveal top 5, play a tamer. Will play cost of 4 or less. Then return the rest of the top or bottom. So Mamimon, Bug and Crack, because there's more effects. Then if you have a tamer, Digital of 1. Do you know how useful that could be in Diaboromon? Play Errata, get a free Digivolve, set up for like a Diaboromon play afterwards too or something. Like, it's pretty good. And then he has an inheritable when attacking Digital one of your opponent's Digimon. Like, fantastic. Yo, I'll put this a 4 that in the new EX6 in for my call of day. All my inheritables always Digivolve with something. Like, that would be fantastic if I had that card.
Absolutely. It's a shame we're not getting this until December, man. I'm kind of upset. That's a whole 5 months away. We have to go through BT17 EX7 and release special booster 2.0.
Yeah.
Which is realistically 2 sets. So BT18 and half of 19 before we get this, when Japan already has access to these cards.
We might, maybe, do we know what box toppers are for BT17?
Nothing that matters.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because I didn't know if we knew what box toppers were yet. Because I was like, maybe.
Yeah, BT17 box toppers are Rika.
Yeah.
Some of the options, and then a Louis, I think it is.
It's those
randomly
trash. It's the trash. Like, they took like screenshots. Like, that's just, I'm really trying not to bitch about Bandai, but like, that's just laziness to the extreme. Like, it's not even like, here's some new arts. No, it's literally just like anime screen. Honestly, the art for Double Typhoon is so trash. We already have a nice art for Double Typhoon.
It's not Louis. I knew it was a white tamer. It was the Genai.
The Genai one is nice, but it's still a screen capture. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I never liked those EX2. Those were the screen captures for the olds too.
Correct.
Yeah.
I never liked I think fans voted for them for EX2 though. I never.
No, that wasn't voted.
Wasn't that? But yeah, I hated this.
Can't believe we're getting that in December. That's such a travesty.
Far away. It's fucking far. Literally,
that is. It really is far.
5 months. Yeah, it's a long time. That's why I don't like. That's why I'm kind of excited for unification, so that we have.
Hopefully we get promos at the same time. Yeah, the promos specifically.
I would imagine we're gonna get promos at the same time.
Yeah, I would too, but I don't know. Who knows at this point?
But let me tell you, I was reading some of the comments on our videos, some of the theories people were leaving behind.
I know you read them too, right?
One of the theories was that they think that Bandai's gonna unify Digimon so they can kill it off all at once. And I was like, that is dark.
That is some real.
But I believe it, bro. Like, I'm in on that. Like, I'm. I mean,
realistically,
that's just a dumb. That's just a dumb thing. Like, why would you unify just to kill the game?
Bro,
like, you could just kill the game already, and
no. If they kill it in Japan, then they still have to sell sets to us until like, let's say they kill it in BT24 or whatever, right? then we know that they killed it in Japan. So why would we buy the product?
Because it's the same thing that happened with Buddy Fight. I don't know if Future Card Buddy Fight was unified, but they announced end of life for that. And yeah, I mean, it didn't sell well to begin with, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure Japan and English sides were on two separate things. So it's like, if I knew the end was coming.
The only thing I would say though, when it comes to that, Bandai is notorious for ending things with their stuff in Japan being way ahead of like us in America, and they didn't give a F. So like, I don't see why they would do the same thing in like for a card game as well, if they knew they were going to kill it anyways.
I mean, Digimon's their first, venture into like, well, it was their first venture into like a multinational, a worldwide, card game release. Well, not first, but because obviously there was Naruto, but the first successful one. So, I'm sure there are decisions to be made about trying to milk us as much as possible as Digimon fan. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's move on. Unfortunately, Spotify is somewhat down, so I cannot read the Q&A that I posted. I don't even remember what Q&A I posted, and I'm actually really upset because I think we had a good Q&A. But I can see our poll results, so we'll go over the poll results. I asked, what mechanic do you think will get first, champion level aces or dual colored eggs? Out of 23 votes, 15 people said dual color eggs. Only 6 people think champion level aces. And I'd agree with that. I think champion level aces would be absolutely degenerately, like, if people want to talk about power creep, I would talk about power creep if we ever get champion level aces.
Wait for the crossheart set, baby. Like we're getting a Skull Nightmon ace. I'm excited.
I'm interested to see with that set, like if they give them any sort of ace mechanic, because obviously we got Blast DNA, which was a somewhat new mechanic, using sources from hand to DNA. So if we got something that was Blast Digicross, how busted would that shit be? Because the entire idea behind Digicross is that you don't have a Digimon on the field, they're in your tamers. So yeah, sure, you can, you have to utilize the sources from your tamers and not from hand, but at the same time, that's still a Digimon appearing out of thin air. Like, that's, I don't know if they'll get that.
They swing, delete a Digimon on your board, you save under your tamers, they swing again, you ace.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It's like swing, delete. Okay, cool. Save. Now I'll blast Digicross. What? Like, stupid fucking cross heart deck.
All right, we're making fun of it, but that is exactly what Bandai would do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how are you going to do this and do it effectively? I don't know.
You thought old Cross 4 was bad?
Do it effectively.
Wait till we get Cross 4 ace, baby.
Oh my
It comes
Lord.
on the field and steals your opponent's turn.
That's wild.
I don't even want to think about that. I can't even begin to theorycraft what they might do with that stuff. So let's not start there. Normally I would go through YouTube comments, but you guys are absolutely amazing. And there has been so many YouTube comments that I literally cannot keep track of it all between myself, Dan, and Mike. We throw a couple ones at each other and we're like, yo, take a look at this. But there's so many, and I can't even begin to like remember which ones I wanted to like talk about. The one that comes to mind the most though is Trey's. Trey's posted on one of our most recent ones, and he basically said that in relation to like the there's something about the distro issues and the Bandai issues. He had a little bit of a conspiracy theory about when Eggman stopped doing Digimon content is when there seemed to be a dip down in Digimon, and Bandai, since Eggman is so closely affiliated with Core TCG, the TO, and Bandai, that Bandai might have seen that and was like, all right, well, like, this is where we're gonna pull it down. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on any of that. It's a fair thing to take note of, but realistically, like, Dragon Ball had just come out, so I more attribute that to Bandai being like, all right, let's go gung ho on Fusion World, because that's what he did. He dropped originally he dropped Digimon for One Piece when that was taken off. He was still doing it side by side up until I think the point that Fusion World came out, and then he dropped Digimon entirely because it was One Piece and Fusion World. Because we know he was originally a Dragon Ball guy, so it's completely fair. But he also said that like what Bandai needs to do is like focus on like obviously communication and like better outreach with their community. Obviously they don't. They use True Champ Steven and Yoshi, which are cool, but realistically, like those aren't people that are within the Digimon community, right? There are much bigger names. Like the fact that like GFG Tyler and Risu and Digipanda get to commentate isn't. It's probably because realistically speaking, it's probably because of Eggman and connection. Digipanda and Risu are affiliated with Eggman, so they've got that in. They can commentate, and then Tyler. I mean, he's a great player. He's very well known in the community. But then you have tons of other players who are like really big. You have other big personalities. You got Kavinsky, TCG. He's big on YouTube. You've got Avolt, who's always. I mean, he's next to Mario in terms of subscriber count, one of the biggest Digimon YouTubers out there. And for what it's worth, we even have Mario and all these players who are like big Digimon TCG presence. And they're not involved with decision making, or they're not involved with like, hey, here's some commentators, or here's some like game ambassadors. We had fucking, what's her name? Avril Lavigne for Battle Spirits. So you paid God knows how much money to have Avril Lavigne back your $1 million cash prize pool game. You can't even like mention to a couple good content creators like, hey,
I heard Battle Spirits people were actually still waiting for cash from Bandai.
Word on the grapevine is
that's what I was hearing.
Still waiting.
I was like, that's pretty spicy.
Battle Spirits players, you know better than us. We only know what we hear on the grapevine, but it's just it's. I mean, again, not trying to make this a Bandai bitch podcast. It's just unfortunate that they should have more outreach to the community, and they don't. If they ever decide to, there's a plethora of content creators to choose from. Many people who would drive up so much for this game awareness. Even just like think about the fact that like we have like online tournaments. Mario's tournaments used to pull in like 30 plus people. You've got what's his name? There's the tournaments on Monday.
Well, Guy Force Gaming?
No, not GFG. There's another one. It's like Win a Box. Something Nest. Eagle's Nest. Yeah, Eagle's Nest. Those tournaments pull in like 30 some people now on a Monday night of all nights. Like we pulled in 16 people last Friday for a TBL. Like there's presence. There's people who want to play the game and whatnot, and there's like ways, but it's really up to the game's creator if they want to, and it's pretty evident at this point that they don't. So enough about that. I guess talking about that, TBL, if you don't know, the Tamers Battle League, this is the part where I'm going to plug everything DGU. So if you want to skip past our plugs, you can skip forward about 3 to 5 minutes. Number 1, Tamers Battle League every Friday, 7 p.m. If you guys want to play Digimon, let's say your locals is dead. Let's say you don't have anybody to play with. Let's say you were thinking about getting into the Digimon card game and like I said, there's nobody to play with or whatever it is. The Tamers Battle League is for you. Friday nights, 7 p.m. We have our own prize pool supported by us ourselves. We have custom playmats and sleeves available for you to choose from. I also have things that I'm working on in terms of 3D printing that I'll be able to offer to you guys soon as I'm comfortable with those ideas. Lots of cool things that you can win. It's only $10 entry. You play over webcam, and then the tournament is also streamed. And we have recaps that come out Mondays or Tuesdays on the following week, done by our very own DGU Adrian. So if you want your chance to be featured in a meta snapshot on YouTube, pop in. Top 4 is all it takes. And you have the chance to be featured in one of the videos, win some cool prizes, and just play some cool stuff. Get the word out, bring some friends in. The cool place to be. The server is a great place to be. We have been growing. I muted our welcome channel because there were just so many notifications coming through, and I was just like, am I getting message notifications or not? And I wasn't, and I was like, oh, these are join notifications. I used to wave to everybody. Discord has that thing where you like click and you like wave. I used to wave to everybody who joined, and now I'm like, I can't even do that because there's so many people who joined. I think the last time I checked, we're up to like 450, 60 people in Discord, which is cool. So there's lots of cool things that happen in Discord, whether it's our knockout series, which are basically, I'm gonna just call it for what it is. They're basically gambling tourneys. Basically,
they are gambling tourneys. But aren't all tournaments gambling tournaments? I mean, come on.
Exactly. Let's say Mirai, for example. Mirai is something alternate art is like $60. So somebody will list up a tournament, and Mirai will be the prize for the winner. So it's a winner takes all, 8 spots, and let's say it's like $8 entry. So instead of paying $60 for the card, you pay $8 for the chance to win the card. You want to spend 60? You want to spend 8? I like spending 8, taking my chances on potentially winning the card. So it's really cool stuff. I participate in a few. Dan participates in a few. Everybody in the server participates in them. So cool thing to do. Cool place to be. I don't want to roll this out just yet, but I'm working on something for when the sim works out some of its bugs, the automated sim. And also when it rolls out EX6. So hopefully those bugs come out with the release of EX6 for a potential ranked queue. It's something that's in the works later on for the sim itself. But for us personally, for the Tamers Battle League, it's going to be a Tamers Battle League hosted series because it's going to have Tamers Battle League pricing. Free to enter. There is no entry cost at all. It is literally just for your enjoyment to promote better and healthier competitive environments, because I've heard about everything that can happen on the sim. And then to just support it with pricing, because we have tons of stuff that we can support for just tournaments in general. So some cool stuff in the works there. And if you haven't checked out the DGU shop, you should check it out. DGU.gg. Some pretty cool stuff.
What is the voice right now?
It's the voice where I end this part because it's about 5 minutes and the people are coming back and they're like, damn, this guy's still talking about, he's still plugging DGU. Yes, still plugging. So we're now gonna jump in because I've been wanting to talk about cards for the last like 2 weeks. I haven't been able to talk about cards. We're gonna jump in and talk about BT17, my most hated set. That's a lie. It's not my most hated set, but it's also not my favorite set.
Talking about BT17 or EX6?
BT17.
17.
Okay.
Because EX6 is already here. People already have the cars. They already know what they do. And BT17 is a month away. I can't remember if it's before, during. It's either during or after Gen Con. Like it's either the Friday that Gen Con is happening or the Friday after. So that's about a month from now. So I think it's a good time to start taking a look at BT17, what's coming up. I know people are already tired of Numamon, so we can talk about stuff that plays well into Numamon. So I don't know.
Like?
Well, I mean, we could just talk about Mike's 2 favorite cards, the only 2 singles that Mike is picking up from this set.
It's absolutely fucking correct, sir.
and then we don't have to hear from Mike ever again for the rest of this pod.
That's very true. I'll hop off right after this. Anyways, Return to the Ancestors and Imperial Digimon Paladin Mode Ace. The only 2 cards you know about. They're absolutely great. Everything else in the set kind of sucks. There you go.
I mean,
no, you're just.
I wouldn't say everything else on the set.
Every other card, garbage, bro. Honestly,
I mean, to be fair, Imperial does have the best movie option.
Especially that Diaboromon support.
What a hater over here. Just
trash.
Just go away. Get off this pod now.
Trash.
Just get off.
Trash.
Nah. Stop. Just stop.
All right. So, anyways, what's really happening is we're gonna get new hybrid support, and that's gonna be awful. We hate hybrids.
It's not even that bad in this set. It's when it gets to
next
Like this is already bad because of Ancient Guru is
still here. Yeah, Ancient Guru is cracked.
It gets even worse in the next set.
We don't have the Gabu bomb, so
people are still gonna play this. Look at it.
No, they are, but it's not gonna.
Look at it. What this card says: when an effect adds cards to your or your opponent's hand, like that's when an effect adds cards to your or your opponent's hand. Meaning, if you play Boring Storm and you draw 1 off of Boring Storm, You just get to bounce your opponent's security to their hand for free. Sorry, for the cost of playing Boring Storm. Did you bounce? Did you play Full Moon Meteor Impact and you bounced their Digimon? Add a security to their hand. Did you play EX4 Gaomon? Make your opponent draw a card? Bounce a security to their hand.
God forbid, imagine you were able to have like Mirage and this on the board at the same time. Mirage, bounce, or add security, then this, add a security again after that. Like, that'd be wild. I mean, obviously that's like never happening, but like,
never say never.
Funny interactions.
Never say never. There's only 4 costs to Digivolve. He Digicrosses for 3 or for 6 with the Lobo and the Kendo. You could very well see like that blue hybrid build. You could literally just see them play this and then put in 2 to 3 Mirages with the Zudo Ace.
Yeah, it's very possible. I doubt it though.
This is the boogeyman right here, in my opinion.
He said this is the
this is the Baba Yaga. Like, this is straight up the card that's gonna give people nightmares. Like, people thought Numamon was bad, and I'm not saying that Numamon isn't bad, all right? Like, that's not the words that came out my mouth. I'm just saying this motherfucker right here, this ancient Garurumon,
it's pretty cracked,
and it's on deletion to do the same thing that the old one did. You may play, well, actually, it's even worse because this one returns a Tamer and a Digimon, a hybrid Digimon from trash to hand, and then lets you play a Tamer. So it doesn't let you play a Digimon, it just lets you play a Tamer and recycle a hybrid from your trash. Remind you, it's an on deletion, so it occurs in the trash, which means anything that's in that stack is returnable. So,
somehow you skipped over the first part of the card, right? So go back to that. You were just talking about it's your turn.
I know.
Return effect. You forgot that on play or when Digivolving, it already adds the card to their hand, so you always get the effect.
Yep.
Correct.
So yeah, busted card. Good card.
Good.
It's annoying.
Very.
I'm just happy that I don't have to deal with Gabubon shenanigans again. That is literal PTSD for me, bro. That is like straight up like into my fucking. Yeah, like I need to talk to a therapist next time I see Gabubon support for real.
In typical Bandai fashion, Ancient Greymon is mid. All he got is native Sec +1, and he pops a Digimod on Digivolve or on play. That's it. Nothing happens every turn. Oh, he's got Sec +1 every turn. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's
but you know it. Yeah, no, that card's ass. Honestly,
I guess the best thing.
To be fair,
the new support though, you could do a lot of cool things with it, and like it's viable. Like I've seen some like the Ancient Gray hybrid decks win in JP, so it's not like it's that bad. It's playable, but it's just the Ancient Guru is just so much more better though.
I'd have to do a deep dive, but I'd wager that old Ancient Greymon had more tops than anything with Ancient Guru.
I think so.
Only because Railgun was a fucking wild ass deck.
Railgun OTK, right?
For a minute there, yeah. That was a crazy deck for a minute there.
Yeah, you just build on the bag, raid, Ancient Gray, 5 checks, GG, Omni.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy.
That probably Mythios made a good comment about my Grandis point. He said that like because of aces, like there's a lot more interaction in today's game. And if you think about it, like Ancient, like Railgun OTK, if you have a low enough body on board that they have enough memory, they could pop your body with either the Burning Greymon or like a Crimson Blaze, because Crimson Blaze will be at most a 5 cost. Then you're plussing. Like as Railgun OTK. But I'd say that more often than not, you actually can't remove that ace body if you're playing that Railgun OTK style deck. So I feel like a deck like that just doesn't do well in today's day and age anymore, because there's no way you're coming up to swing for 5 checks and not be hit with an ace card. Whether it's a Zudo and they strip away some of your sources so you lose that Sec +1, or it's an Anjewumon or a Magna Anjumon and you get DP nagged, or what else? What other aces? Ibanwu. It doesn't let it unsuspend. No, that's a lie. It's just during the next unsuspend phase. I don't know. There's a lot of counterplay.
But even so, it's just slow, because the whole point is you're evil all the way to Ancient Gray in the back. Like In today's game, that's just way too slow.
I wasn't even factoring in speed. I mean, speed as a whole, speed is the other half of the equation. But just in terms of like what the deck is trying to do, which is just come up and knock out your security with no checks and then blitz Omni for game, like that's not happening animore.
I think we're down. I think that with enough will and enough luck and enough training cards, you can top with Ancient.
Someone could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Challenge accepted. Not really. I don't know if I could. I don't think I could play a deck.
No,
like
I
that.
tried to play that deck, and that I like that. You know, like sometimes you play a deck that should be good, and you know it's a good deck, and you're like, this is a playable deck, but it just does not work for you. That was me with Railgun OTK. I bricked. If I played 10 games, I bricked 7 of those games. I literally.
What are you looking up?
Porn.
The decks. What did you thought I typed in?
No, I'm just asking like why. I don't know what Mike's talking about, but I was just curious just why.
Oh, because
Like it's right there.
yeah, but like I want to like narrow down the cards that are on the screen.
Sure.
He was looking at porn.
Why we out of all things that are said, why are we talking about stuff that's like irrelevant?
Goru,
That's bottom feeder. Bottom feeder stuff. That's
not.
like there's like stuff that's up top, like Ancient Guru, Ancient Gray, Omnimon, Shine, and then you went straight to the decks that's on the bottom.
Coach,
you know what I'm saying?
Coach, you lay some words from my man's here. Coach knows. Coach knows.
It's an all right deck, but it's not like it's doing much.
I
still,
think the new deck support is cool.
yeah, it is cool, but like, what? I don't know things we're talking about. This is the movie set. Like, come on, man.
I literally said at the beginning that I could give 2 shits less about
right because you didn't see a single goddamn Digimon movie.
What fucking
even if I saw it, am I excited to play new Shine Greymon? No, I hate that deck with a living passion. Am I excited?
Yeah,
for
I know you don't care.
Here, let's talk about Sakuyamon. Let's talk about Sakuyamon. You want to talk about movie stuff? Let's talk about Sakuyamon.
Secondary people, come on. Let's talk about the main cast.
All right, fine. All right,
we got Omnimon to talk about.
Talk about your deck.
There you go.
Talk about your deck.
We got Omnimon, this whole beautiful deck.
That deck is ass.
How we talked, bro? It was getting dubs. What are you talking about?
Oh, but Dextorugoramon wasn't getting dubs.
Wasn't getting dubs, bro.
Mike,
bro, he's getting more dubs than Dex.
Ass.
All right, you know what? Go ahead. You got this. You got this. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go talk about your cards.
The 2 cards you was talking about, Imperial, didn't even talk about because you skipped it. That's how relevant Imperial is to him. Jesus Christ.
I talked about them. I said
you took 2 seconds. You were like, I'm buying these 2 cards.
What else?
And
What else do I need to say? They're the best cards in the set.
Talk about what the card did.
There's no.
All right, sure.
They're the best cards in the set. What are you gonna get upset with me because I'm right?
No, but you're not.
Because I'm correct about this?
Because you're boring. Because you didn't even talk about it.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't even talk about it. Go ahead. Go talk about the decks. I'll chill back here since decks is so much more important.
If Dex has 11 tops to Omnimon's 8 on DigimonMeta.com.
All right. Sure.
As a matter of fact, yeah.
Sure. I'll still take this deck over Dex.
You're just a hater.
I'm a hater. You are hating. You talking about? Let's talk about this trash deck. This deck does work. What are you talking about here?
Trash, garbage.
All right, whatever. You got it. Go ahead, Mike. Since you know so much about Digimon, you got it. My fault. I forgot.
Do we have the same amount of tops in this game? Remind me on that.
On what tops?
Exactly.
For what? Bro. You don't even play.
Yo, and
casual Mike over here.
You can call me casual all you want. We have the same amount of regional tops, brother.
Sure. I mean, I have top 32s if you want to count those.
No, we ain't counting those. Those don't get invites.
Oh, okay.
Casual.
Sure.
All right. Agumon.
I don't care anymore. Go ahead.
Also, why am I the one getting fucking yelled at here? Why wasn't Barney getting?
Because you jumped on the board. I was expecting you to be on the, Omnimon train too, because it's Omnimon.
You hurt his feelings, Michael.
Yeah.
You apologize.
Oh shit! I'm sure that they're good cards, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care anymore, Mike.
You can look Agumon, dude. Agumon it digivolves for 0 over Koromon, and it digivolves over Blue for 0. That's really cool. And if you have a tamer with Tai in its name, you return 1 card with Garurumon, Greymon, or Omnimon in its name from your trash to your hand. That's super sick.
Lord.
That's really cool. And then end of turn, it can DNA. That's like I've never seen that before, honestly. That's super new to me. That's definitely not a mechanic that's in
my head hurts.
Imperial deck.
My head hurts. I can feel it in the back of my head.
He said I can feel it.
All right, so Omnimon deck. This deck's engine is based off of War Greymon and Metal Garurumon. Reason why. So these cards got warp. So when this card would be played, if you have Tai, you reduce play cost, but also on play and when digivolving, it lets your Gabumon warp essentially. Big thing to note here is that I believe it's where are they? Tai and Matt right here. So when one of your Digimon is played or digivolves, you suspend this. If you have a Greymon in name, you gain a memory. Garurumon in name, gain a memory. End of your turn, when your Omnimon may attack the player. So the entire idea is that this deck just warps into your you warp from Agumon into War Grey, from Gabumon, not Garurumon, into Metal Garurumon, and then you just kind of sit on board and you wait for your opponent to do some stupid shit, and then you're just like, ah ha ha! An Omnimon, a random Omnimon appeared. You have like Suedo protection by way of movie option, Miraculous Ultimate Knight. So this lets you play an Agumon or Gabumon from hand or trash. That doesn't matter. It's just that when one of your level 6 Greymon or Garurumon, not deleted, not DP reduced, it's when it would leave the battle area other than in battle. So yes, DP reduction counts. Chaos Steg, what's it called? You know, deletion, bounce, Tamer Tuck doesn't trigger this because it's not leaving the battle area. I think that's all of our removal effects. Basically, what this card says is, ha, gotcha, it's a trap card. So you trigger it and you get to digivolve, DNA, digivolve from hand with Omnimon and whatever the opposite piece. So if you have the War Grey, you go into Omnimon with the Metal Garurumon, and then boom, Omni Ace comes out and does some absolutely busted shit because on DNA, you get to bottom deck 1 Digimon and all Digimon with the same level, and then you delete one of their Digimon. So it's literally BT1 Omni on steroids. Like, BT1 Omni was nice. It's like, oh cool, pop all your opponent's Digimon with the same name. Ahaha, the Diaboromon card. This card is like, yeah, we upgraded. So not only are we bottom decking the Diaboromon and every Diaboromon token, we're also popping anything that's left. So it's just really bonkers. It is a good deck. It is a good deck, Dan.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. It's super good. Because like it plays the Greymon Secret Rare set too, which is like super cool. And you get the Tai and Kari and Tai and Matt Tamer. And something else that's really cool about this deck that I'm personally a big fan of is that it usually plays the one of Imperial Digimon Ace because it's the best card in the set.
You're gonna make this man commit seppuku tonight.
Far from there.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, Omni deck, like, I think, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but this deck is literally Ukomon, Agumon, Gabumon, the level 6s and Omnimons, right? Like, you don't really play any of the intermediate line, the 4s or 5s.
You run the Secret Rare Greymon.
Oh, the Secret Rare, right, because that card is really fucking good. So let's talk about that. So card basically, so Greymon is the first card in the card game that quite literally gains, it's like a ditto. So it gains the name of every card in its source. So it's treated as, basically, if you're digivolving on top, Agumon is treated as Koromon, Agumon, and Greymon, or even Agu X. So the implications of that, right, is that because it's treated as Agumon, you can digivolve Greymon into Agu X, because that's how it works. It gains like the name requirement. Although Agu X might say level 3 with Dinosaur. So I actually
correct. So you can't. You have to go into you evo into the Agu, and then you go to the Agu X.
Right, because it's Koromon.
Correct. Its name is also Koromon.
But it's not a level 0, so it has to say Digivolve 2 from Koromon, right? Or 0
right,
from
which
Koromon.
A lot of the newer Agumons have that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the new Agumon says Digivolve Koromon cause.
So yeah, you would basically be able to like go like Koromon, Agumon, Greymon, Agumon, Agu X, Greymon, Agumon, Greymon, Agu. Like if Dan wanted to play Blackwork Ray OTK.
This is a perfect card for it, honestly. You just build a giant ass deck and you just keep it going.
The only issue with it is that it's white, so it's not searchable, which is a good thing, but it's also cost 3 to digivolve, like on top of anything that's not an Agumon in name. It's like if for whatever reason you're playing this, I don't know what other deck you would play this Greymon card in, but
I just looked up Agu X. Agu X is Digivolve 0 from Agu.
oh.
Yep. So it does work.
So yeah, you can digivolve Greymon into Agu X because that's how the interaction works. This lets you play your tamers, and then on deletion, like basically on deletion for both main body and the inheritor are the same. It lets you play tamers, but it's really good because it like bridges like a Suedo gap that Greymon has, like this kind of like gap in the card game currently. Realistically, we need another set of support, but in the future, we could potentially see this Greymon be played. Because I mean, when was the last time BT12 was the last time we got a Greymon? So the next time we get a Greymon, it'll probably be like BT21.
We got a Greymon BT14.
Oh yeah, BT14. Still,
it was a pretty good Greymon too.
BT21, BT22. So that's like 8 sets.
I think the BT12 Agumon would probably be better than this than Agu X, because it would grab your tamer.
Right, for sure. I was just saying, if you're doing some like stupid shenanigans like Blackwork Ray OTK or other Work Ray decks,
no, that makes
like
sense.
This does provide some like really funky interactions. You can just like essentially you can draw yourself out of the issue, which is one of Greymon's biggest problems. You can just be like, all right, cool, I digivolve Greymon. I'm not seeing anything. Digivolve Agumon.
I'm assuming you just
Greymon.
The BT16 instead too. Not promo, right? You probably just run 16 go.
Red, blue,
or
yellow.
The Omni deck.
Yeah, from
yes. Yeah. BT16 Uko, Agu, and the Gabumon. Because both of the level 6s let you warp the other one. So you basically hard slam one, warp the other one, and then end of turn DNA. And I mean, for what it's worth, what is the Imperial requirements? It is a it's not a blast DNA. Okay, got it. It's just a blast digivolve. So it's not
he's
DNA.
Imperial Paladin mode? Yeah, he's not a Paladin.
For some reason I was thinking
DNA.
that he was a blast DNA, but I forgot like theirs occurs at like level 5, so.
No, he's not a DNA. He just I actually don't, what's the term, like what is the term for that, Dan? He just equips Omnimon's sword. Is that even like a thing? What is
a mode change?
I mean, it's like a DNA when you think about it, because it takes Omni plus fighter mode combined to become Paladin mode.
Yeah. But it's like just the sword. I'm gonna look.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like he just changed his form. He does a lot more. He's all white. Oh. He's all like gold, white, and gold. Gains cool wings. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And we didn't talk about it, so like let's talk about it, because Mike didn't go over any of the effects. So the reason that this card is like
he didn't.
The big like thing
okay.
that's set with Imperial.
Me then, I guess, guys. We got sidetracked after I started talking about it. After we started talking about Imperial, all right?
You sidetracked yourself.
Yeah, whatever.
ADHD, that's fine. It's right here.
So what this card is doing, this card is trashing every single Digi-Evolution source of your opponent's Digimon. There is no Digimon that can escape the clutches of Paladin mode. That means that Numon board, all those on deletions, all those Numa X's, wiped, gone, out of here. And then it bottom decks every card in trash. From both players' trash. Well, no, so let me rephrase. You choose yours or your opponent's trash. Generally, you're doing your opponent's trash. that you can say, ah ha ha, I'm now going to delete your stuff. And because you can't do anything because you have no sources, good luck, buddy. Like, Imperial Paladin mode is a really, really good ace. This combos with Return to the Ancestors, and that when you would try to delete any level 5 or higher free, or is it delete? Yeah, when you try to delete any level 5 or higher free, or if that stupid Pyodramon dies in battle, you can just say, oh, no, I don't. I'll just Digivolve into another Imperial Dramon, and then I'm going to continue doing the shenanigans that I was doing prior. So, like, let's put the combo out, right? Davis Ken, 1 memory, and Vmon and raising. You raise Vmon, Davis Ken plays out, let's say a Vmon. You Digivolve 1 into XV, 1 into Stingmon, end of turn DNA. You're now gaining back 3 memory if you're doing the BT12 ones, comboed with the Tamer. So instead of being at 1 or -1 on your opponent's side, you're now at 2 memory, and you're at a Pyodramon. And then you can play this card. You can take your first swing, all right? Take your first swing, and then, you know, whatever happens, cool. Then you can play this card. Well, I guess you can't delay in the same turn, so you would have to have this card set
No, but
up.
you can still do the first main effect to Digivolve to the next thing for the
right, for reducing the cost. So you can swing this card, go into dragon mode, keep turn, get the unsuspend if you suspend one of your opponent's stuff, swing again, do something else to pass turn, see if your opponent trips up and plays something by an effect, or if they
evil by effect attack, or deleted.
Or if they attack and you're just like, aha, fighter mode ace, you fell into my trap. And if they don't, that's cool. Next turn, you just go swinging again. Oops, you died to like a Gaia Force for whatever reason. That's fine. Just go into fighter mode, get the unsuspend again, and then just keep doing your shenanigans. Like, Imperial gets... If you think Imperial now is stupid, shout out to Bryce who topped, who won. Hey, Mike, Imperial won a regional.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it would because I wasn't stupid and didn't put it in not meta defining. That's what
I said. It was a contender. I still don't think it's meta defining.
I think you're actually insane for that. How many okay. How many wins does Magna X have?
Wins? None.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't think it has any.
And Imperial has now won an Ulti Cup and the regional. Just so
you did it win an Ulti Cup?
Yes.
Which one?
Yeah.
I forget.
EU.
Dan would know.
Oh, okay, an EU one. Dan, did you cover that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably why I haven't remembered it yet.
I think so.
Dan, I'm almost positive Dan covered it.
I
don't know. I did a lot of them, so I don't know.
Beyond me.
But I know they did. This is the second one now. They won.
Well, look at that. Imperial out here doing meta-defining things. I'm not putting a meta-defining though. Just for you.
You're such a pussy.
Just for you.
I hate you so much.
So Imperial gets like, all it gets, realistically, look at this entire set. All Imperial gets is 2 cards. But that's because, first of all, it just got an entire set of cards. Well, and these 2 cards...
It gets a new Tamer, but I don't really like the new Tamer.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Mid.
It's not
bad. I mean, it's a memory setter. But like, why would you play this over Davis?
Yeah, so Davis from BT3 is still, I think, way better. And I'm not paying 5 memory to play something. And also, I'm not cutting any of the old Davis, the BT16 Davis and Ken, so it's just not happening. And I don't know. Some people were playing it in Japan, but I'm not touching that card, I don't think. I think that some people will play it and they're wrong for that, and they might do well playing it because Imperial's still a good deck, but I think that that's a bad card choice.
I think if you had a way to play your Tamers for free, it wouldn't feel as bad. But yeah, you're right. I'm not dropping this Tamer for 5, especially when I can just drop Davis and Ken, or BT16 Davis and Ken, and just let it snowball from there.
Also,
BT16 Davis Ken is just the best card in the deck, so like, there's no reason not to play that card at 4.
Exactly. And also, like, why the fuck do I care about the alternates effect? Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not gonna get, like, I'm gonna partition. I'm not gonna just play
well, it's when you would be deleted in battle, but generally, you Imperial players never end turn on the Pyodramon.
No,
well, I've never seen one end turn on the Pyodramon.
Well, you can end turn on the Pyodramon because you can still ace. But well, if like that card is just bad because 1, I'm not paying 5 memory to play this Tamer. 2, if I have some fucking weird ass room to play this tamer, I'm not playing this tamer still because I'm just gonna play the old
Dexmon.
Maybe, but I'm just gonna play the option that protects it from battle.
You're gonna play 4 Return to Ancestors,
or I'm gonna just go up
he's
on
saying like the other one, the
no, right, but like your space is already tight, and you're most likely playing like what, at least 2, if not 3 of these. Yeah,
you play 2 of those usually. 2. Well, ratios are weird because it's only Japanese versus right now, but I think 2 to 3 is the correct ratio for that. And then 1 to 2 of Paladin mode. Probably it's just space is really tight, so probably 1 Paladin mode because you're probably gonna see it at some point because that deck draws a ridiculous amount. You can draw like 6 cards in 2 swings from Paladin, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're never ending. And you're never worried about your opponent swinging over your Imperial or your Pyodramon. You've either got ace in hand. Well, no, most times you got ace in hand, and then yeah, you got Return to the Ancestors. So I agree that Davis and Ken memory setter for 5 feels bad. If you had something that plays it out for free, that wasn't Dragon Mode Ace, probably be different. But it's just not worth it.
That's such a bad ace.
Hey. The bad ace card for you, the great ace card for Leopardmon, which, as I'm remembering, well, we don't talk about Examon. Speaking of, we owe Leppy an apology. So Leppy,
we do not owe Leppy shit.
Apology.
We are not apologizing that bad.
Here is your apology.
I'm not apologizing.
Leopardmon is a pilot-oriented deck.
Bro, that is more cope. I understand that it got second or whatever. That is more cope than when I said Bloomlord was going to be a good deck, and then it got 1 top. I
agree, but I held true to my word.
No.
I told Leppy
there's absolutely zero fucking way that you're moving Leopardmon to pilot oriented, but you won't move Imperialdramon to Meta Definer. That is some fucking absolute maximum copium. That's just not fucking happening.
2 completely different tiers.
No.
That is 2 completely different tiers.
No.
I'm just saying, I told Leppy if Leopardmon ever tops a regional, I would give him an apology. So Leopardmon topped a regional, and it wasn't just like, oh, like someone splashed Leopardmon. No, I saw the deck profile. It's a Leopardmon deck, and it topped a regional. So Leppy, we apologize. Leopardmon is a pilot-oriented deck. Just as much as Gallantmon is for winning a regional. While I remembered that.
I refuse to apologize to you, Leppy. Mostly because I still got made fun of. I got made fun of for my Bloomlord take, so.
To be fair, you weren't on that tier list video, so.
Oh, I would have defended Imperial to the death.
Yeah, I know you would have. We probably would have settled on top of contenders. I'm honestly
almost afraid to be on a tier list again because my take on Bloomlord was so bad. But to be fair, I genuinely thought that
we all thought that deck would have been better.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that it wasn't. So, card decks that get new support. Shine Gray, for all you Shine Gray enthusiasts out there, you guys get a new Shine Gray. Your new Shine Gray, it's okay.
Do the whole line because they actually get.
Yeah, you get a whole new line.
Is really good in my opinion.
So basically, what your new line facilitates is actually being able to use your Shine Gray to win the game and not just Marcus. So Agumon's got the inherited that gives security Digimon minus 3k DP. GeoGreymon has that same inherited.
Damn, you're just gonna skip his own main effect too?
Well, I was gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
When attacking, you suspend one of your yellow tamers to draw 1. And then GeoGrey, when attacking, you suspend one of your yellow tamers to give that 3k DP for the turn. That probably doesn't matter as much. If you're probably swinging at that point, there's probably a different game plan that you're going for. Your Rise Gray is pretty much just a little bit more of the same. It doesn't play you out a tamer, but what it does is you suspend one of your yellow tamers, and then you get to neg 3k DP. So this combos really well with both of your Marcuses. One lets you Digivolve, the other one gives another neg 3k. So this lets you pop things on your opponent's field, or it lets you Digivolve into your Shine Gray for free just by Digivolving into this, which is really nice. You got the inherited that continues to put your Marcus from trash to security when it is deleted. And then while you have a suspended tamer, this gets 3k DP in piercing. Your Shine Greymon just plays out on Marcus.
The piercing is so random.
It really is. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but it is what it is.
When you're probably not swinging with any one of these. You're probably just using these to facilitate getting into any one of your now 3 Shine Greymons. Well, I guess 4, but this one now has like protection.
I also don't understand the random piercing, but whatever.
This one now has protection, and I say that in quotes because it has protection on its main body, but it also has like Suedo protection from its movie card. So all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect, you bounce one of your tamers to hand to prevent it from leaving. And then the equivalent option card, Awakening of the Sun, is when one of your tamers is deleted or returned to the hand, you can then digivolve into a Shine Greymon from your hand without paying the cost. This is really disgusting, right? Because it's not just the new burst mode ace that you get access to. You could do this on your opponent's turn and pop a ruin mode out of nowhere, which is a really big thing because that's a blanket minus 5k on the board. So it's another Valk. The burst mode ace itself here, it is pure yellow. It is enormously good. It plays you a tamer from your hand, so it's not just limited to Marcus. So this can be really good for just yellow decks or yellow hybrid decks. It plays you a tamer, and then you get to neg 5k DP for each one of your tamers. So I would say more often than not,
pretty easy to hit on neg 15.
If this is hitting board, you're saying bye-bye to one of your Digimon, no shot. And then it's really good because it's a burst mode, but it doesn't use the burst mechanic. It just stays on board, but it's still a good card because for each one, or I should say, by suspending 2 of your tamers, 2 of your yellow tamers specifically, for every tamer this effect suspended, you get sec +1. So effectively, this can swing for 3 checks. Yep. And this, being at 15k, comboed with your Agumon, your Geogray, as well as the Agumon from BT17, the Light Fang Nightclaw one, you can neg security Digimon and effectively make this, 18 to 21k, make it safe to swing over anything in security. That's just a Shine Grade hitting you 3 checks, nobody's business. Not to mention what Marcus is capable of doing by coming up and swinging himself. So
plus new Marcus as well.
Oh yeah, you do have a new Marcus. What does this new Marcus do?
Yeah, it's solid.
One of your Marcus on play, one of your Marcus is treated as a 3k DP Digimon, can't digivolve against blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay. Now all turns when this tamer becomes suspended, one of your Digimon get 3k DP for the turn. If you have Agumon or Greymon in his name, gain a memory. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. How much?
So
do you think you're playing anything with this?
Yep. Like definitely 1 or 2 of them for sure. You're playing.
You're playing 10 tamers.
I'd say at least 1. So.
I don't know, maybe.
You cut. I think
I guess you cut down the memory tamer, right?
You cut down the
5 costs.
BT13 one, yeah. So you could do like cool shenanigans with like the Agu, Geogray. If you're forced to swing, you can like, Evo or something, or use that effect to gain more DP to stay alive, gain memory or whatever. Like the BT12 one with the Agu, I think it is. You can like force it to suspend, right? Or something like that.
BT12 Agu?
No, the new Agu. The new Agu says when attacking. So now you can like go with the Agu. Let's say if for some reason you had to play the Marcus that turn or something, you go this Agu, swing, suspend your Marcus, BT12 Marcus, Evo to a Geogray. You're also gonna get the draw as well. Maybe you're in a bad situation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you can gain stuff. I'm talking about the BT12 Marcus.
I know.
Not that one. Yeah. But you could combo with that one as well and still get a draw if you need it. You could do a lot of different things that you couldn't do previously with Shine, because Shine legit was just like
damn. It makes this Geogray swing for 11k.
Correct. You pre-Shine, it was like, all right, I'm building this stack, but the stack needs to stay alive to do everything that Marcus needs to do. At least now you have this alternate thing where now your stack can do things when attacking or be allowed to attack and not just sit there and look pretty, you know what I'm saying, until you get to a burst mode. And let Marcus do all the work. So now you got that versatility if you really want to use it and stuff. I think is pretty good. And I think it's definitely something the deck needed.
I definitely like this style of Shine Gray a lot better. I think like when I wanted to play Shine Gray, this is what I wanted to play, not Marcus Go Burr. Just I wanted to play something that like utilizes both of them in tandem to win the game, not just swing Marcus for game.
Yeah, I like the new support for Shine a lot. To fucking shame that we don't get scramble cards because that deck's too.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, it's whatever. I guess let's talk about
Diaboromon.
Yeah. Dan, get away.
Best thing in the format. Let's not talk about it. Right, Mark. Right, that's what we gotta say about certain cards.
There's no way you're still salty because I was right, bro. There's no fucking way you're this mad still.
Rude as hell, Mike. Anyways,
oh my god.
Caramon, really good card, right? Let's look at it. Gotta look at it myself. Opponent's turn. When opponent's Digimon is played or Digivolves, if that Digimon is level 5 or higher, this Digimon may Digivolve into Infamon. So you get a better way to warp than it was previously with the garbage ass Infamon that's the bane of my existence. Because now you have a new Infamon, you have newer Infamons that do things on Digivolve if you're forced to Evo like that. Also has the on deletion play a token, which is really good.
Oh snap! You don't have a new Kurisarimon. I didn't realize.
No,
that.
because it's the movie version, so he never went to a Kurisarimon.
Oh, interesting.
New Infamon, fantastic. When Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one day Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less can attack players until the end of their turn. So a way to stun. With that Caramon, you know, you force them to Digivolve. You go into this Digivolve, they can attack as well, which is pretty cool. And in all turns, when one of your other Digimon with Diaborom's name is played, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So again, a second card that has a Digivolve inheritable when you play something is so desperately needed for Diaboromon, because the EX6 Infamon is fantastic in what it does, but you need that secondary one to do things because
the other ones are just so antiquated.
Yeah. You have the BT5 one that lets you warp, but on deletion, play token is inheritable, but it doesn't do anything. Then you have like the old one, the BT2 one that lets you reduce an Evo cost by 1 for a Diaboromon, but it has no inheritable either. And then you have the promo one that you have to hard play for 7 to Digivolve 1. That sounds god awful in today's game. So like you're never going to play that ever as well. So this card was desperately needed for the deck. Then we got Diaboromon. This card is kind of cracked, honestly. When Digivolving, by placing Clock at the End, which is the new option for it, from hand or trash, this bottom Digivolution cards, you may play 2 tokens, not just 1, 2 now, which is kind of crazy in like the way Diabon works. If you have a Rada, that could be 3 tokens just off of this one Evo, which is pretty strong. And then opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may switch the target to one of your Digimon with Diaborom's name. So another way to block. This is like your new bread and butter Diaboromon, in my opinion, for the deck.
You think so?
And you choose everything else after that. Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna 2 tokens. I feel like it's almost like a trap piece. I feel like the the BT16 one and the Ace are just so much better still.
That's what I would say. Ace, because Ace, I mean, obviously you already know how good Ace is. I don't want to say that, but then your other one is just constantly spamming out tokens, and then what is it? Whenever you play something,
so yeah,
when your opponent plays a Digimon, all turns you get a token.
Yep, and then it gets the jamming and blocker all turns too.
Correct. Like I say, it all depends, because even back then, like old Diaboromon, you had a variety of Diaboromons that were pretty good at that time, so you had to switch it up. I think this would be the one to go to because of the Clock at the End card. Clock at the End, which we'll talk about now since we're mentioning it, is your new win con, not a new win con, but it's an alternate win condition if you want.
Yeah, there you go.
It's pretty cool. So play cost of 3, main, play 1 Diaboromon token. So another way, just play a token. So you can proc all those other effects with this when you activate the effect. Then you place this card as a bottom Digivolution card of one of your Diaboromon without the Clock at the End. Start of your turn, if you have 4 of these on play, you win the game, which is
4 of them in your battle area.
Correct. Which is pretty cool because this is the first time in this game that has an alternate win condition.
And we had
unless you want to count. I was about to say, unless you want to count Millith Loop, but like that's part of the game mechanics. So is that really like different, you know? And then inheritable, which is super important, is why this card was so needed. All turns. When Diaboromon will leave the battle area by opponent's effect by deleting one of your other Diaboromon, prevent it from leaving. And at the end of opponent's turn, place the card from your source into the battle area. So it was, you know, that protection effect, super needed. Like Diaboromon has no real protection outside decoy. And so anything that's blue can just balance it and call it a day. No, not a problem.
Yep.
Yellow, DP neg, chaos deck, GG, all that stuff. So at least we have that to protect your stacks now.
I do want to say this is so lore accurate. Like when you look at Omni Ace, like let's take a look at how that interaction works. The Omni Ace.
Oh yeah, there's also Armageddon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't forget about Armageddon.
We'll get to Armageddon. Omni Ace is when DNA, you choose one of your opponent's Digimon, you bottom deck that Digimon and all at the same level, right? So if you have a Diaboromon that, and let's say you have like 3 tokens and you have that clock at the end, you can pop one of your tokens to prevent that Diaboromon from leaving. But then Omni Ace is like, I see you, Diaboromon. So then it says, then delete one of your Digimon. Since all your tokens were now effectively bottom decked, they're removed from the field, and you're just left with that Diaboromon, there's no more protection. You're out of here. You just, Diaboromon's gone. Like it's the Diaboromon board wipe. But then yes, we have Armageddon. Sure. Where is he at?
Yeah, so
what color is he? Is he black?
Black white. He's right after Diaboromon.
There we go.
Yeah, so you can play him when this Digimon will be played by returning up to 13 cards with unidentified trait or Diaboromon. When trapped to the bottom of the deck, each card returned reduce the play cost. So you can do what the other Armageddon does and play for 3 cost. Essentially, if you're able to hit that number, which is kind of crazy. But it has rush, blocker, and reboot, so it has all the beautiful keywords, right?
Swing and get reboot and have blocker.
On play with Digivolve and delete up to 15 play costs worth of your opponent's Digimon, which is kind of crazy as well. Yeah. I wish they would have said tamers as well, so like the deck could be like stronger and it makes you want to play this card more.
That would actually be insane if it's
wouldn't it? I mean, you could just play this natively in black decks. I'll just Digivolve for 7 and wipe your freaking tamers off.
I think that would have been pretty cool, honestly. But hey, it is what it is. And in your turn, this Digimon can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, which is crazy to think about. Yeah. He's obviously the counter to Omnimon because he bodied Omnimon in the battle in Revenge of Diaboromon, so that's why he does.
No. He is not the counter. We know who the true counter is. It's the original Armageddon.
Yeah, I mean Armageddon in general counters, you know. I mean, that one also kind of counters Imperial's one Paladin mode as well, which is kind of funny.
Let me tell you guys, if you're going to play Diaboromon and you don't have these Armageddonmons, there are 2 alt arts. There's the one from the Tamer box and there's another one from the set. You should have these cards because this is how you shut down those level 7 aces.
I don't have it.
You just tell them that those effects that you have, you can't activate them all turns, not just like on your turn or your opponent's turn. If they try to ace you, effect is shut off. If they try to do it on their turn, they gotta pop this by other means first. You need to have your Armageddon mods from BT5.
Yeah, that card was weirdly future-proofed well by saying all turns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Who would have thought Bandai was smart back then? It's crazy, right? But yeah, honestly, if you see a lot of Diaboromon lists, they play that more than the new one. Just
especially because like it plays down for cheap.
It's so hard to bottom deck 13 cards. That's a lot of cards you have to go through to make this a 3 cost, while the other one's like delete token, play for 3.
Yeah.
This card is like has a lot of effects going on. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong. Still probably a one of.
I think it's at most a one of. But it's just the other one is just so much more versatile. Like
especially in this format where we had level 7 aces. It's definitely something to keep in mind when it comes to playing Diaboromon.
So let me run through the Dex Doru deck since now I have my time to shine. So the reason that I'm excited for Dex Doru, and I know Coach is also excited for Dex Doru. Where's the Dorumon? Right here. So this Dorumon doesn't matter. I mean, this is just another Dorumon name. It's an SOC card, which is really cool for another deck that I'll talk about in a bit, which is an SOC centric deck. But what this allows you to do is this allows you to get up into your line. This has a warp, which is absolutely insane. You can go from Kosuke into your Doru Goromon if your opponent has a level 6 Digimon in play. So you can go into the old Doru Goromon that has collision. And then the combo is, now I know this this deck is very... If you guys are interested in playing this deck, East made like a video where he talked about like each iteration of the Dex Doru deck. And basically like where he ended up at. And he ended up shirking this entire line. I think he went with more of the Fenry line. specifically the SOC low end.
Yeah, it was like bottom end Fenrir stuff. Yeah,
because it worked better for him. But I'm a theme nut. I love like thematic stuff, so I'm excited to try that. The combo is if you've got this Dex Doru Goromon sitting in your trash. Let's say like obviously Doru Goromon has collision, so let's say it would die. Dex Doru Gora triggers when one of your Doru Goromon would be deleted. This is a trash alternate effect. You digivolve into this card from your trash without paying the cost, and you prevent that deletion. So that happens on all 3 of its dex lines: Dex Doruga, Dex Doru Gray, and Dex Dorugamon. Dex Doru Goromon. Holy shit, there's so many names. And then the effect, basically, you get to digivolve 3 one of your opponent's Digimon, and then you get to delete all your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level. Basically, if you have Doru Goromon in source. And then you also get the unsuspend on it. So it's a really big board control piece, and it gives the deck some resiliency that it wouldn't otherwise have. The Dex Dorugamon basically is a draw trash, and the Dex Doru Greymon is another draw trash. They both help you set up your trash effectively. And they're basically just control pieces for the deck, but they make playing like decks actually good. Ryu Senji is like okay, like it's literally just okay. Like sure, end of opponent's turn, if he's suspended, you can digivolve into a Dex or Death X from your trash without paying the cost, which is cute, but like you have to pay 3 to get him out. And then you have to like facilitate his effects because you have to get him suspended, which means you have to mind link on your turn, which means like your Digimon has to like live through your opponent's turn. Like it's just like this big thing. And it's just like, I'm going through all this for what?
Agreed, yeah, crazy.
I'm with you, agreed.
But it's crazy. It's a lot of setup. But forget about Ryu Senji. Dex Doru Goromon is like the Dex Doru Goromon we've always wanted. For all you Dex Doru Goromon stands, that's the card we always wanted. We get access to that.
Yeah, Dex Doru Gora is finally relevant.
Exactly. It's finally relevant.
That's a big change of pace from the beginning of this.
I only said it just because he went to talk about Dex Doru Gora as the first deck.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
That's what I was going to talk about. That's my stuff. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, but
the other big thing I'm looking forward to is this irrelevant
Chaos
card
Ramon?
for Machine Dramon, but this absolutely relevant card for any SOC-centric deck. So, Machine Dramon, yeah, you
Marvin's
can't really...
Machines is back online, baby.
Machines.
Yeah.
So excited. So the biggest problem with Marvin's Machines as a deck concept was Marvin wants to trash all your cards, and unless you were playing a Machine Dramon-centric build, you can't utilize your trash. Nothing in that deck, nothing SOC lets you utilize your trash. Chaos Dramon lets you tuck any cyborg or SOC from your trash. It's not restricted to level 5s. So you can tuck the Air Dramon. You can tuck the Hugurumons. You can literally, there's so much things that you can do with this that it finally gives the deck a top end. It pops play cost 7. We don't care about that. The protection is what's really nice on this. Because when it would...
That could have been another delete tamers as well. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think like especially for theme, like this definitely could have been delete tamers. It would have been nice. You already have Doru Jin. That's an SOC card for Doru Goromon that pops tamers. So, and Osoda's Ultimate Slicer. So this definitely could have been deleting tamers. And I think that would have made this card immediately better. Might have made the card crack, to be honest, because Machine Dramon would definitely play this just for that. Because you Chaos X, this under, tuck your sword, 100%. Pop some tamers.
But that's my point. Like some Spare Die knows what they be doing. They handicap some decks in comparison to others. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Jesus.
The big thing about this card, though, is that the protection effect is one of the blanket effects. Like when it would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect, you trash 2 cards, any 2, with Machine, Cyborg, or SOC. So it combos really nicely with being able to tuck anything from your trash underneath. And it's just a sticky boss monster. It's the sticky boss monster that this deck always needed. It does have Digicross, which I find to be weird. I don't know the lore because I haven't finished Seekers yet. But being able to Digicross with a Machine Dramon and a level 5 is just weird because it's not like you get the Machine Dramon on play. So it's like, why do I want to Digicross with a Machine Dramon if I'm not even going to get his on play? I guess the biggest thing is that like if you go into Chaos X the next turn, because Chaos X will get this protection effect, which is really nice.
Correct.
You get to activate the when Digivolving again, but I don't know. I'd rather just play a stack-based SOC deck, Digivolve my way up into this and call it a day. I'm just so excited to finally get to play that. We also have a new SLC rookie. We got Black Agumon. He gives a reboot, which we didn't need another.
Whoa, buddy. That just says Agumon.
He is black, sir. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to. All turns, when Kosuke is played, you gain a memory and draw one. So it does make Kosuke like a 3-drop, which is nice. Again, we didn't need another reboot inheritable, considering that Haguru gives you reboot. But it is what it is. It's another SOC rookie, which is what's important. So I'm excited that I can finally play SOC Tribal as a deck. Now, we have like 2 decks that we should address like before we end pod.
What, like?
So,
hey, there's Gallantmon around too.
Right. So let's talk about Gallantmon. Gallantmon gets somewhat good. And I say somewhat because it's really weird.
Stop like, saying somewhat good. That deck's still going to be weird. It's always.
It will be, but here's why, right? All the other level 6 boss monsters, right? They have protections, right? Gallantmon, your turn only, while you, the player, the turn player, have 0 or less memory. This Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects, which is super weird. Like, obviously, it's meant to combo with Blitz, but like, you know what this means?
Correct.
That you don't have protection on your opponent's turn. And you know what your movie card does? When an opponent's level 5 or higher Digimon is played, delay.
Oh, it's literally only played. It's not when they Digivolve as well.
Yes.
Oh my god, this card's even worse than that.
Where is Gallantmon's protection?
You know what the worst and like saddest part about this is?
They just don't care about giving Gallantmon protection.
That
he's a giant shield.
Yeah.
To protect himself.
Well, I think the saddest part is
falling out blocker.
And what would have made Gallantmon like pretty playable, I think, is the Megijimon Ace, which we don't have.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's not till December.
Yeah. Honestly, so without the Megijimon Ace, I think that deck is actually just a trash garbage tier deck. In my personal opinion, like, because I think that deck is just awful without the Megijimon Ace. I mean, not awful.
It's going to be unsuspend.
It's going to be exactly the same position it's always been in. Yes. And for some reason, Bandai, I've never seen Bandai be so reluctant to make a main series boss monster a good deck, but for some reason they just love making Gallantmon mid as possible. They're like, we refuse.
They always come so close. It's literally like, oh,
it's like one word off sometimes.
If it did this instead, this would be great.
Yeah. It's like
it is very weird because if you think about it, like if you go like through the series, you have Agumon obviously, which has had its time in the limelight. You have Vmon, obviously. Imperial is like one of the best decks in the game currently. There was times when it was previously.
Force, like
let's just skip season 3. Season 4, we got Red Hybrid. We know what Red Hybrid has done, right? And then we have Shine afterwards, right? Shine was the best deck in the format at one point. And then you have oh wait, Ghost Game's irrelevant. Never mind. Besides Ghost Game, then you have Gallantmon, and they're just like. They just hate on season 3 so much for some reason. Yeah, when it comes to the poor Gallantmon.
Well, it's not even just Gallantmon, it's all of them.
Hunters is really good.
Hunters, Cross too. I forgot about Cross World for some reason. Yep. Cross is, main deck, main season. That was a B-Diff too,
yeah. B-Diff, I mean, Hunters was tier 1. Like, they just hate Gallantmon.
That was a B-Diff at one point, yeah. I was just saying. And then you got Gallantmon.
To be fair, we never got a full Ghost Game set. I think that if we got an actual main Ghost Game set, it'd be good. And
hey, their main set was the Reaper set.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I guess we've never really gotten a full Tamer set either.
EX2.
Yeah, but EX2 is not a BT series, and let's be for real here. I feel like every EX set, like everyone has higher expectations than they should. They should temper their expectations with every EX set. There was a singular win with Examon. I don't even know who the fuck topped with that. That was
not
fucking,
a clue.
No fucking clue.
I don't know who it was.
I have zero idea. I think that Davis is probably the most successful EX deck ever.
Anubismon.
Anubismon?
Oh, yeah. But Anubis wasn't... Anubis plus Mervamon though. It's not like Anubis was its own deck.
I'm sure that deck would have done stupid things even without Mervamon.
I think it would be. I mean, I think it'd still be really good, but the other cards, like that's not a deck that was built
as
from EX.
Yeah, as an entirely EX set deck, yeah, definitely.
Because you
Davis.
need. What else did you like? Because Anubismon wasn't just the Anubis line; it was like the. The blue Marimon or whatever.
Yeah, from BT11.
Like that was a really important card for that deck. Like most of the line wasn't really Anubis; it was just Anubis itself. So I would say Davis is.
But no, I agree. Davis definitely.
Well, I guess even
Garurumon,
yeah, but Garurumon, it wasn't Garurumon.
That was a whole Guru X.
Yeah,
but Davis, because I mean, you could literally just build the cards from that set and call it a day, and it got multiple tops and wins. So yeah, definitely Davis.
I don't know.
Much to Mike's dismay. Remember when Mike called that deck trash?
Yeah, I remember.
I did call that deck trash. And,
but I don't think
look where that deck is right now.
I don't know if we'll ever get a Tamer set, because I think they'll just continue to give it advanced decks.
We ain't see what BT15 happened, right? Or EX. No, that didn't exist. No.
BT15? All right, listen.
Anyways,
BT15
that didn't exist at all. No.
That was we had no idea what was gonna happen, right? That was a miscalculation.
Yeah.
Look. Here's Gallantmon's best card. This is the best chance you have for doing anything with Gallantmon in BT17. Your Crimson mode ace.
The better Crimson mode?
But don't shout out Ray. It's a pop any amount of 15k DP or less, and then for every 10 cards in both players' trash, you trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So if you're playing, which you should be, the entire like Black Growlmon and Black, no, it's not Black War Growl, it's actually just regular War Growl, that mills cards from your opponent's deck, it's very easy to get both trash thresholds up to 20 and just trash 2 cards on attack with this. And considering it's an ace,
for sure, if
your opponent, I don't know, if
tries to swing with Gallon on board, yeah.
If this Crimson Savior ever procs, like, sure, you could go into your Crimson mode, but let's stop talking about Gallantmon, because Gallantmon makes me depressed.
For future like decks, I don't remember, because I know there was a couple tops here and there with Gallantmon. Did they run that option at all?
No, probably not.
I think at like 1, bro.
Yeah, this is so bad.
Yeah,
let's stop talking about Gallantmon.
And again, that deck is literally going to be. I think that deck's going to be garbage because we don't have a Digimon ace. So
Takado is a solid card.
Takado is actually your new best card, because now you can play 2 Memory Tamer. You're like 3 Rush Takado and like 2 or 3 of this, or you 3 Blitz Takado, I should say, and then 2 or 3 of this, because this lets you DNA at the end of your turn instead of having to have the Guillemon.
DNA. Sorry, what the
fuck? What's the term I'm looking for?
You mean
Biomerge. Biomerge. There we go. Yeah, this one lets you Biomerge at the end of your turn instead of having to trigger the main on your Memory Setter Takado. So you do the same thing. You place, the Tamer, the Growlmon, the War Growl from trash underneath your Guillemon. But this, because it happens at the end of the turn, you don't have to pay the cost. Whereas the other one, you have to pay the cost. So you get to ignore Digivolution requirements. You do it without paying the cost. And then shenanigans happens. Most of your Gallantmons have Blitz. And if they don't have Blitz, like the BT13 one doesn't have Blitz, that's okay. It's still a big-ass Gallantmon that's sitting on board that your opponent's got to deal with. Like, card is really good, but I agree with Mike. Without McGeedramon, without a way to, like, re-proc Takado and just make the deck, like, a lot more heavy-hitting, it's tough out here as a Gallantmon stand. I mean, we didn't talk about Red Hybrid because we don't like Red Hybrid here.
We talked about it.
I just don't think
Ancient Gray.
Honestly, I just don't think there's much to talk about.
There's a Takuya, but I don't care about that Takuya.
Fenrir.
Yeah, that's the last deck we're going to talk about. So Fenrir gets.
We're not going to talk about Eosmon. Come on,
we don't talk about trash here.
Oh my god.
Eosmon. Cool.
So Fenrir gets its new Takumi Kazuchi mode, which is, if you guys don't know, spoiler alert, it is the Jogress of Fenrir Lugumon and Kazuchimon. The problem is, go ahead, Mike.
I actually think that this is a cool deck because I never really played the original Fenrir, so I have no allegiance to how that deck played. I think the new deck is actually pretty sweet.
So yeah, if you are currently playing Fenrir, realize that going into BT17, you have 2 choices. you either choose to play Fenry the way that you've been playing it, or you scrap that deck. Quite literally, you scrap that deck and you build an entirely new iteration.
I mean, you still play Lugamon, like all the Lugamons.
All right, so let me rephrase. You pull out your old Fenry Lugamon and you put that at maybe like a new, better one, and you put in 4 of the new one. And here's why. So the deck's entire concept is let's set up Kazuchimon in trash so that we can DNA into Takumi Kazuchi. You have a new Cracker Fang tamer. He is also treated as AG. He's literally the same exact tamer, but a memory setter. So if you're going to play the old deck, just know that you have 8 AGs to play, which is pretty cool. The big thing is that the new deck utilizes the new Fenry, which basically, if AG is in source, you can play a Fenry, not that you would, you typically want to play the Kazuchimon from your trash without paying the cost. This is so that you can set up your Takumi Kazuchi so that you can DNA. It is not a blast DNA, it's just a regular DNA. So of course you want to do this. Get that Kazuchimon on board. Once that pops on board, you go into your Takumi Kazuchi. The deck is like dumb. Like when this combo kicks off, it's a fucking potent ass combo. So
you're winning the game when you get the combo. You literally win.
100%.
Let's dissect it.
I don't think there's a way you lose when you hit the combo.
So it has a trash effect. When one of your level 6 with Pulsemon is decks is played, so when you play that Kazuchimon, 2 of your Digimon may DNA into this card from your trash. So what this means is that if you pass turn on the Fenry play when you play out that Kazuchimon, and this card is sitting in your trash, boom, Takumi Kazuchi hits the field, and it has the absolutely cracked when Digivolving. You neg 16 can on your opponent's Digimon, so most times you're wiping something off. Then if DNA Digivolving, you may set your opponent's memory to 3. Then if a tamer is in its source, you gain a memory and recover 1. So it combos with the Fenry inheritable that your turn, while it has Fenry in its name, the turn end condition is 3 or more. You could put your opponent to 10 memory and say, psych, I'm going to set the memory to 3.
Say psych right now, brother. Say psych.
Bruh, I'm going to be so sick when that happens to me. Every single time.
I cannot wait till someone does this to Oldfield.
Oh, you know what? I need to build this deck ASAP.
The first time someone slams,
just because it's me at this point, it's gonna be bad.
He will lose his mind.
It's gonna be like, yeah. So I'm gonna put the memory at 10 on your side, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay. And you're gonna be like, well, wait, there's more. So I'm gonna DNA from trash into Takumi Kazuchi. I'm gonna set the memory to. I'm gonna delete your Digimon. I'm gonna set the memory to 3. And then I'm going to gain a memory. So it's still going to be my turn due to the Fenry inheritable. And I'm going to recover 1 on top of all that. You didn't just gain memory, you recover 1. And the reason that's so important is because when attacking, you trash the top card of your security to trash the top card of your opponent's security. So it's a 1-for-1. So this combos really well with Alliance. This literally lets you OTK. If you have, another Digimon on board, let's say you have 2, right? Because let's say the line facilitates you getting 2 Digimon on board. You have AG in source. You swing Takumi Kazuchi, trash 1 to trash 1. You're connecting on sec +1. So that's effectively 3 checks. You get the unsuspend from the Soul Lugar, either one, typically the BT17 one. Then you can trash another security, swing for the last check, and then let's say you have like the Black Gato, you just swing for rush. Demonic Disaster, delete it, unsuspend. Like, deck is.
I don't even think you.
I know it can I know it could turn to OTK. How is that possible then?
Basically,
you need to have the perfect stack, the 1 stack.
Basically, It's not even just the perfect stack. You need to God hand it because basically the combo. If from what I can remember, and viewers correct me if I'm wrong, you can use the combination of Soul Lugar, then the BT16 one with like a Hell Lugar, or even just swinging at security to get into the Fenry Lugamon for free. So you go into the Soul Lugar, the 2 cards you trash, Takumi Kazuchi and Kazuchimon. Let's say you swing something and it dies to security. Soul triggers when one of your SOC is deleted. You can Digivolve in the Fenry without paying the cost. So you go into that Fenry from your trash that you trashed. No, sorry, you have the Takumi Kazuchi. So I think that Soul does require it to be in trash, but the BT15 Lugar lets you trash a card on Digivolve and when attacking. So there's ways that you can set up the trash there. It's not restricted to SOC or anything. So basically, you need 3 cards in trash, the Fenry, the Kazuchi, and the Takumi Kazuchi. Soul goes into the Fenry for free, plays out the Kazuchi. and then Takamikazuchi triggers. You go into that. You already took out a security. So now that Takamikazuchi is hit board, you swing trash 1 to trash 1, you get the unsuspend, and then you swing. So you're swinging, you're trashing one of yours to trash one of theirs, 2 checks.
Your alliance with alliance. Checks, that's 3 checks.
So that's 3 checks.
2 checks.
Unsuspend, if there's another security, you check that, and then maybe you hit something for game, or because you took that early swing, you should just be able to swing through the rest of the security without an issue. But it requires like a god hand. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it feels really stupid because it is. It is it is really stupid.
This is like the only other deck I'm interested in playing because it high rolls. I think it's fucking funny.
Because I love high roll decks.
Yeah,
is that what Mike is saying here?
I also I love the fucking crazy ass gold chase rare we get for that.
Yeah, it gets an absolutely insane chase art, which I am going to try to get one of, which is why I won't be buying any cases of the set, because instead of buying a case, I'm just going to buy the chase card. So
smart.
Save money.
It's like you're almost learning. It's weird.
Hey, I went 1 for 2 on chase cards for my BT17 cases. So
yeah, how much you opened? Like 3, bro. You're fucking.
Nah, I only opened 2. Only 2.
How many boxes?
The third was for Tyler.
How many boxes did you buy?
I don't think I bought any from Edge. I just got the case.
Okay.
So I basically got the 2 cases, and then like I've bought packs and stuff, but
and the fucking Greymon secret has like 3 alt arts, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Greymon has a 1, 2, and 3-star art. Let me see if I can find those arts. Greymon BT17.
Scroll down to the take off your filters of this.
Yeah, I don't have. I only have the BT17.
I don't think it's on DigiGuard.
What is the site you use? Meta, right?
Meta.
Okay. So Digimon Meta, and then we go to the BT17 set here. Yes, we get to look at all these beautiful cards here.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need to share this.
The only thing that's annoying is they say sample if it's the alt art.
Yeah, I mean, they're all going to say sample right now.
Yep.
All right. Oh, that Omnimon.
Dude,
beautiful.
All the chase rares in this set are so good looking, dude.
So here's the Takamikazuchi, which is...
That card looks fucking sick. And in person, that card looks so fucking crazy. I know some people didn't really like... If you didn't like the Magna Chase, you're not going to like this card.
You probably won't like this either.
But I think that this card looks so good, dude.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And then here's Greymon's 3 arts. So the 1-star, here's the regular alternate art. It just has Agumon, Koromon, Greymon. You have the 2-star, which is Agumon, Greymon fighting Parrotmon, but you see Tai and Kari in the background. And then you've got the 3-star, or is this like an alternate art?
This is like the opposite.
This is like the, you see, what's this, Tri-Tai?
Yeah, it's Tri-Tai.
Tri-Tai. Yeah, you see Tri-Tai there. But it only says they're both 2 stars. Interesting. So I don't know which one is which art, but yeah, that has 3 arts. There's the Takamikazuchi's insane art. All of the aces have really, really good arts.
And the Tamers have awesome arts too.
Here's Fighter Mode's
really
SP.
Good arts. Fighter Mode's the Paladin Mode SP, you mean?
Paladin Mode SP.
Paladin Mode SP looks crazy.
The other one was Omni.
One of my favorite SPs from the set is actually the
That's a really cool.
The Shine Greymon SP, I think, is really, or not SP, the Shine Greymon alt art is really nice. And then the SP is cool too. I like the regular alt art.
Yeah, Shine Greymon alt is, or SP is cool. I do like this alt art. I like that flame texture.
Yeah, I think it's
the way it looks.
I think that card is going to look awesome in person too.
There's some other cool arts here, but those are like the coolest of the cool. Oh, Crimson Mode is like a red flash.
Fantastic too.
It's definitely really good.
I like the 1-star a lot more actually.
I think it's just very boss looking, like it's very majestic.
Yeah, I think that looks so
100%.
That's and it's just gonna I'm picturing it in my head with like the textured foiling on it and how the light is gonna hit that card. It's gonna look gorgeous in person, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good art. Look at this Armageddon. Oh my good lord, that is like nasty.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we ran out of
amazing.
time and I didn't get to talk about the secret spicy deck that's definitely going to be tier 1, and that's trains, BT17 trains.
I know. I wanted to talk about trains too, but another day, another
that's
time.
the secret best deck in the format.
Hey, no, that's Machine Dramon support is what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
no,
Omni one, that's pretty cool.
these Tamer arts are phenomenal, even if they're just screen caps.
Did you show off the Omni SP?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That looks
He called it fighter mode on accident.
Oh, my bad. But yeah. So that is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. It was another long one, but you know, we're making sure we're trying to get you guys as much information as we can in whatever time that we can. So we'll be back here, same bad time, same bad place next week, Wednesday,
Also,
3 p.m.
I want
You're
to
watching
say,
on YouTube.
before we end, how dared they not give us a fucking IG alt art, but they gave us a fucking Leon alt art? Like,
Don't get me
fuck
started.
is
That gets me so aggravated that I have to run base rarity ass Cracker Fangs.
Wow, that's a different level. You're not even playing the deck, I thought.
You know I have a problem. You know I have a problem.
Okay.
So, yeah, that is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. And until we talk to you guys the next time, peace out.
Catch you on the next one.
See ya.